What's up guys, my name is Alex, you are on One Up Painting, and today I'm going to show you how to paint some awesome Death Spectres Space Marines in 1 hour. So our first step is to do a black base coat. You want to prime your models black as well, so we're going to take a kind of crappy brush and thin down this black paint and lay on some base coats. You may need 1 to 2 coats, maybe even 3, but 2 should do the trick. After that, we're going to take Celestial Gray. We're going to take this kind of crappy brush, but again, it's a bit of a smaller brush, and hit all of our white areas. That includes that shoulder pad, the wings on the chest, and the helmet too. And you'll see why we're doing the helmet, because the helmet is going to end up as a bone color, so putting this white down will make it have a good, strong foundation of a lighter color. We're also going to do the face too, because the Death Spectres have very pale faces. Next, we're going to clean up and hit some of those finer edge points, like as you can see, the top of that wing. Next, we're going to do Lead Belcher. We're going to use a small dry brush for this, and we're going to hit all of the weapons. And then after that, we're going to hit all of the joint areas, such as where the armor stops, and then it's like the arm part or the leg / hip part. And for those, we're going to use our finer detail brush. And hitting that piping on the helmet too. Next is Screaming Skull, and we're going to lay that down where the bone color is going to be, which is just the helmet, as well as the skull on the shoulder pad. Next is Rhinox Hide. We're going to use this to base coat all of the leather, such as pouches and gun strings or slings. And then we're going to use Xandri Dust to cover up the parchment. You can use this for any purity seals. After that, we're going to use black and tidy up any areas that we kind of spilled over to. That includes all of the areas that had white that should not have white. And we're also going to block in the eye lenses here too, just to give them some depth for our later highlights of red. Now we're going to freehand a little symbol here. This is the battle line symbol. And a good way to do this is by drawing dots first and then playing connect the dots. So as you can see, I'm marking off these little dots here first from that line, almost making like a cross. And then I'm going to draw the arrows pointing down, just playing connect the dots basically. It makes freehanding a lot easier and simpler. And then once you have those filled in, or those primary lines there, then you can fill in the shape that you've just made. And then we're going to make that little arrow line at the bottom a little bit thicker. After that, we're going to take Nuln Oil or dark wash, and we're going to shade in all of those light gray areas and hit all of the silver areas as well as the leather to give it some depth and to tint it down a little bit. After that, we're going to take a 50-50 mix of Seraphim Sepia and Contrast Medium and go all over the helmet with this, and that's going to really make it look like that bone color. Next is Mechanicus Standard Gray, and we're going to highlight all of the black armor except for the lower parts of the shin guards and like the feet. Those parts we're not going to hit because we're going to make them kind of look dirtier later when we do our basing. Really take your time doing this step. It's the part that's going to make the model pop the most. And after that, we're going to take Dawnstone and do another edge highlighting. This time really just focusing on those areas that are the most highest and brightest, parts where like the sun would catch mostly. And that's really, really going to make the model stand out. And some of this footage is sped up a little bit. After that, we're going to use a Screaming Skull again and highlight the bone again, or like the helmet color. And we're also going to take that same color and make scratch marks on the leather. This will make it look very realistic. Next, we're going to take that sepia contrast mixed wash and just hit that leather. And we're going to take Oathwing Gray to highlight all of the shoulder pads and the wing skull, any of those white areas. And make sure that you're really taking your time with this as well and practicing good brush control. Don't press too hard with your fine detail brush. Our next step is to use Corn Red and highlight the black lenses currently. We're only going to highlight them, and then we're going to take Evil Sunz Scarlet and do another highlight over the Corn Red for those lenses. Next, we're going to take a pure white and just to put a little white dot on the corner of those eye lenses to really make the lenses stand out. Next, we're going to take Reikland Fest Shade and add that to our sepia mix and hit the face with that. Then we're going to take pure Reikland Flesh Shade and hit the face one more time with that, just to give it some more depth. After that, we're going to take pure black and hit the eyes with that to give it some more shadow. Then we're going to use our Evil Sun Scarlet and fill in those eyes once more just to make them look very bright and vibrant. To highlight the hair, we're going to use our gray colors again that we use for our armor and just stipple it on. For our basing, we're going to use a texture paint. I'm using Vallejo texture paint and smearing it all over the bases, but you can use any Games Workshop paint that you want. Then we're going to take a dark brown and smear it all over the texture paint and on the legs of the model, and then dry brush with a lighter brown on the base and up on the legs of the model. And with that, all you have to do is varnish your guy and put the black rim on, which is the best part. So here's the final result. I think that this is a really striking paint scheme that you can accomplish in about an hour. If you guys like these photos, go and follow my friend Gage McCauley Photography. I'll put a link to his stuff in the description. And if you guys want to see more of my work, check out my Instagram or check out any of my other videos. All these links will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching and keep on painting.